Welcome, 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 Facebook family. We are live at 5 o'clock. And as you come into the room, you know what we always say, bring your pad, pencil, tablet, whatever device that you use, because you're going to need it on today. We have a wonderful guest on the platform today, sitting at the head of the gifting table broadcast. So before we get into introductions, we're going to pull in our Instagram family as well. And as Laura and I connect on Instagram, come on in, continue to come in. And I am going to invite those to come in as well. Give us a few minutes. Hi, Shirley. Shirley's already. Hey, Shirley. And there's our guest. Yes, yes. Laura is coming in as well. And she will be coming up on stage. Hello, Pastor Rita. Oh, they're coming in already. Okay. So, Laura, you will be joining the Worth Beanologist very, very soon. And I see you.
Hold on.
Okay, there you are.
Oh,
Okay, I'm hearing an echo, but that's okay. I'm going to make sure that my volume is down. I'm hearing feedback.
all right. Give me
And
a minute. It something disconnected.
adjust yours. Shirley, can you hear me? Pastor Rita, can you hear me? Give us a thumbs up, give us some hearts, and let us know that you're okay on your end. And Facebook family, as you come in, and we also have someone waiting in the comments section already. We have with us, joining us on Facebook. Hello, Laura Henry-Pugh. How do you pronounce your name?
It's Pew.
Pugh. It's from Mary. Hey, Mary. Mary's going to be with us on Saturday. So we are here live at 5 o'clock, and we are going to get started with our special guest, Laura Henry-Pugh. She is a certified money coach. Do you hear that? Certified money coach. So she knows a whole lot about money and getting your money and your house in order. We are proud to have her here on the Gifting Table broadcast. We are going to jump right into her message because she has a lot to share. And any questions that you may have, you can put them in the comments on IG as well as on Facebook because we are connected to Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, yes, as well as Facebook. So we're connected on four platforms at one time, and they're constantly growing. So here we go. If we can dive into this, Laura Henry-Pugh. Thank you again for joining the Worth Beanologist, visionary life coach, founder of Worth Beanology Group, LLC. What a privilege and a pleasure to have you seated at the gifting table.
Thank
We
you so
applaud you.
much.
Oh, you are welcome. Welcome. So, we are going to ask you the first question before we get into our topic for today. We're going to ask you to tell us a little bit about the person behind the brand of LHP Ventures Money Transformation.
Well, I started this business to really educate people about how money works. what it can do for you, how you can actually work for it successfully, because a lot of this money management is definitely not taught in school. And so we really have to really pull it together to teach people on that. I've been in the finance arena for about 35 years. And a lot of it is I'm passionate about helping people. Because like she said, being a licensed financial professional, I can help you with your life insurance, make sure you have that in place. And I really became really passionate about this when my husband passed away, because there was a lot of things that we had in place, thankfully. And because if there weren't those certain things in place, and then when COVID turned around and hit, it would have been nothing for me to be homeless and carless. And so I find that very important that that part of it is in place, so that way you don't stress out on anything like that.
Very much for sharing that. And you have my condolences regarding your husband passing, because you and I have spoken about that at the
Yes,
same time. As you were going through your pain and grieving, I was going through mine. So
yes.
this is a great time for the two of us to come together in strength and unity to
Mm-hmm.
show, in spite of, God has given us the gifts and the talents to move forward to the direction, or into the direction that He has placed in in us, within us,
Mm-hmm.
to pursue, in spite of what goes on around us, surround us with the positive and the negative. We are leaders that must show that we can push our way through the trials and the tribulations and still be the example,
Right.
because we are faith-based and we have God on our side and we're on a mission.
Yes,
Speaking of
ma'am.
mission, can you read your mission statement to us, please?
Yes. Through my work as a coach and author, my mission is to help families build knowledge and confidence in making financial decisions to prepare for what life can throw. So, through education and awareness, my vision is to bring equality and financial education to the American people with integrity and teamwork.
Awesome, awesome. And I see on IG you're frozen. You're not moving at all, but your
All right.
face is there, and that's good. So you might want to, without disconnecting, just check whatever is going on your end. And we're going to continue on. But you're good. You're looking so good on Facebook. So as she continued to work on that, she's talking. You can hear her speak, I'm sure. Hello, Elaine Daisley. If you can hear us, just send some hearts. If you can hear Laura, mainly, because she has an awesome message to share on today. It's technology. What can we say? Things
Okay.
happen, right? But we have to keep it moving, and we will keep it moving. Now, you had written a book, and I
Yes.
want to talk about the book after you give us a few steps.
Okay.
You had mentioned in our topic, let me just display the topic for today. We have, and we will share, 5 steps to financial freedom. We're talking freedom, y'all. Freedom in your finances, freedom, once you free your finances, your mind will be free too from all whatever toxic, whatever worries, whatever challenges that you have in life. Am I right about it, Laura?
You're right. Yes.
You can live at peace in a sense. And we will get there, because it's all about you today, honey. It's all about Coach Laura. We are going to hear more about her, but let's start with step number 1. And I'm going to reach over to my gems, and as you give us the steps, I'm going to display, as I always do, the gems that we have. Gem or step number 1?
Well, one of the things that you really need to look at is your financial portfolio. So you really need to have a list of all of your financial portfolios. That way you know exactly what you have. You know what the balance is. Find out what the rate of return is. And it doesn't matter if you have 1 or 2 in your financial portfolio or a half a dozen to a dozen. It's a way for you to know exactly where your money is at. And let's say for any reason your spouse or maybe one of your children or a relative or something that needs to get a hold of that information, you have that information. And you can keep track of where everything is at. And it's very important to keep track of your rate of return, because you want to know if you're making the most money or if you might need to rearrange your funds so that way you're earning a higher rate of return.
Oh, that's good. You know, I was taking notes, and I hope you all are taking notes as well, because she had mentioned a few things that I said, okay, I need to look at my financial portfolio. You know, have I placed one together? I know I keep a record of my personal as well as my business expenses. Not as well as I should. Now, don't y'all laugh at me, because you're on the same track as I am. How many of you, by the show of your hand, how many of you do not keep accurate records of our financial portfolio? Do you have a financial portfolio? And Laura, how can you help us with this financial portfolio? You know, before you get into you've already mentioned the why, but before you get into the how, but what is one thing? How can we start by building and structuring our financial portfolio?
Well, you have to understand exactly what goes into your financial portfolio. Your financial portfolio is your checking account, your savings account, your retirement accounts from your 401k to your 401(b), your IRAs. All that consists of a financial portfolio. So you may not have all of it. You may only have 1 or 2, but start where you're at and go ahead and make that list. And then at that point, you can kind of look at what you have to see what you can get.
That's awesome. Start where you are at. You might not have done it or kept everything intact
Yes.
before, but it's a new year and we're just in January. So, guess what? Start here in 2023, moving forward. You heard it from Coach Laura. You heard it. She said, checking account. How many of you have a checking account? Even if you don't have a checking account, what about a savings account? Even if you do not have a savings account, we'll hit one of those. What about an IRA? Okay, that's very important. And some of the other accounts that she had mentioned. It's very important that we pay attention as to what's going out and what's coming in. Because at the end of the day, it's no longer at the end of that bank statement.
Right.
At the end of the day, if you have a withdrawal, like Coach Laura said, you're going to feel that. So, Coach Laura, and I call you Coach because you have really stepped up to the plate to be known as Coach Laura when it comes to being the financial money coach, being the planner to help us recognize and realize where we are and where we should be going or heading towards, whether it's during the time of a death situation with our loved ones or our business.
Correct.
Get your house in order, people. It's your time, it's your season. Get your house in order. Okay, let's go to step number 2.
Okay, step number 2, you kind of led that way in. Track your money. I'm not going to say budget your money because nobody likes the word budget because it seems too constrained. So keep track of your cash flow. So change it from budget to cash flow. Keep track of how much you're spending on your utilities. I mean, sometimes you don't have a lot of control over your, electricity and gas. But how much are you spending on food? And when I say food, I'm not talking about just groceries. I'm talking about eating out. You would be surprised how much money we spend on food. And then you go, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I know I can go to the grocery store. I can come home, put everything up, and it'll be time to eat. And I don't want to cook a thing, and I want to go out to eat so I don't have to cook. How many of us have done that? All of us. Even if it's, I've even done this. When I had a job before I started this business, I would take my lunch to work. And then it came lunchtime and go, I really don't want it. And I would go out with my friends to go eat. So you start adding all of that up. And if you're going out for coffee every morning, whether if it's the, Starbucks, everybody knows a Starbucks, or something comparable to Starbucks, you start adding all that up and look how much you're spending for the month. So if you're keeping track and keeping record, you're going to be able to see that. And you can actually cut back because that vacation, that dream vacation that you're wanting, guess what? You can do without a coffee and start making coffee at home and take that money, put it in a savings account and save it for a vacation. You have to tweak a little bit. What about streaming? Whether if you're streaming music or if you're streaming television. A lot of people still, I'm going to use the word cable. It's not always necessarily cable anymore or satellite. And then you turn around and you have Netflix, Hulu. Then you wanted the specialty, the guys may have to have their ESPN and it's not on any of the other things. Or even YouTube. YouTube has the TV. How much money are you spending on that? And if you have children, you probably have Disney Plus. And so you start adding all that up, it starts getting expensive. So kind of look at what you have when it comes to streaming and decide which ones do you really watch the most and which ones that you could probably do without, and then just cancel it. And then just turn around and use that money for a savings. Or even if you're paying off debt, turn around and pay off that credit card, pay off that loan. Put it toward the principal of your house or the principal to your car payment. You could get out of debt and start saving that money and really take a very nice vacation. Enjoy the money that you're earning to enjoy life.
Ooh, so good. Mic drop, mic drop. That is so good. I love it. I love it. Coach Laura has given us so many examples of how we can track our money. And I know when it comes to whether it's going on vacation or whether it's going on a business trip, if you plan, like Coach Vanessa Collins always remind us, if we plan in advance, write those books, leave nothing on the table, monetize, do the workshops, do what else does she tell us to do? So many things, because we're leaving so much money on the table. If we utilize and take advantage of the opportunities that are given to each and every one of us, you can start that jug at home. You don't have to put your money in the bank. And don't tell nobody I said that. Start a big jug at home, and everybody just drop their loose change. Ooh, drop the loose change in the jug. And before you know it, when you take it to the bank to count it all up, you may have a couple of hundreds, right?
Yes. I mean, I've done that in the past. Just keep putting it in a jar, and then you can take it to the bank and they've got the counter. You run it through there, and there you go.
And we will not, Coach Laura, talk about how much, what is it, Netflix and all those. We're not giving no, because they're not paying for any advertisement. So we don't want to, broadcast who, what, when, where, and how, as far as they are concerned. Their charges are their charges. But if you do your research, you will find companies, because they are all competing against one another.
Correct.
Do your research. Just don't jump on the wagon because everybody else is jumping. When it comes to platforms such as, what do they call it? I call it TV time.
Yeah, the TV streaming.
Streaming. There you go. Thank you.
Yeah, and I kind of did number 3 in there too, about eliminating the spending on things. But when you're tracking your money, because things are getting so more expensive right now with the inflation.
Yeah.
That's why, you really need to keep track. And even with your auto insurance, your mortgage insurance, review that at least once a year and go out and get comparable costs, because you never know where you could actually save it, even if it's for the year. If every little bit you can save, but again, it's tedious. It's something that we don't always want to do. But to keep you financially fit, review at least once a year on your major, your insurance, and see if there's anything cheaper. And it's the same thing with your streaming TV. You could probably do that, 2 or 3 times a year and see if there's a better deal out there. Anything to save your money and move it around, because with things getting so expensive, you're either going to have to eliminate it altogether or find something less expensive.
Let me backtrack a little bit. You had mentioned inflation, you had mentioned recession. If you're living based on what the world said, what they say, you will stay stuck in that mentality. But
Correct.
we as kingdom builders, we as Christians and believers, we as entrepreneurs, business leaders, and I'm speaking of the Matrix of Leadership Conference 2023 that is coming up, which you will hear more about. We do not focus on, we see what's going on around us, but we do not say we are in a recession. So you can tell the difference between those that believe that they are not living the world way in a recession because they're moving forward, being wise, making wise choices of their expenses. And that's why Coach Laura is saying she's speaking to everyone. Wherever your faith and belief is, she's speaking to you, and me too. Because I need to, there are a lot of things that I need to tighten up on because, I'm here. It used to be my husband and I, and Coach Laura can relate to that.
Yes.
When you're down to one income, God got us, Laura.
Yes.
God has us, and He gives us many, many ideas to work our business, to collaborate with one another, keep our house in order, from our life insurance to our financial portfolio, our spending, as Coach Laura has said.
Mm-hmm.
And on that note, I would like to see we have some comments here, and you may not see, but you will hear. And thank you. Oh, Shirley says on IG, amen. Yes, Shirley. Yes, yes. And I saw some hearts coming up from Elaine Daisley, and Pastor Rita Coleman DeStein is still with us, and someone else joined us. But Laura, this thing on IG jumps up so quickly. But I am going to go into the comments, and I want to show. Let me just. I did something here. I want to go back and hide. You get the fingers do the walking. So we want to slow the fingers down and see who is joining us. Oh, there's Coach Jacqueline Turnbow.
Hey, Jacqueline.
Us. Yes, hello. Thank you for taking time from your busy schedule to be with Coach Laura and myself on today. And we have Mary Shekels saying, great advice. Thank you. Thank you. Coach Jacqueline says, great advice as well. Minds think alike, right? I love it. I love it because we're on one accord here. And she said, also, Coach Jacqueline said, good point. She's making a lot of good points here. And for those of you on IG, you're welcome to leave your comments as well, and we will read them as they come in. Okay, we call her our evangelist queen. Mary says, me. Me too, Mary. Me too. And here's another me coming from Coach Jacqueline, me. So it must have been the hands up. We raised our hands, and they're raising their hands in the comment as well. Evangelist Mary says, yes, I keep track of gas I am putting in my car. That's a good point.
That is.
And you should. And especially, and I'll let Coach Laura just share with us as far as a business trip, going on a business trip, we should keep track of, like Evangelist Mary said.
Yes.
Gas in the car. What else?
If you're running your own business, you need to not just keep track, but you need to have detailed records.
That's good.
Because if you're keeping track of your gas, you not just how much you're spending in gas, but keep track of the mileage.
Yes.
And in that mileage, you need to know, where are you going? What is the purpose of that? And because if anything comes back when you're filing your taxes, you can prove this is where it is. This is what I did. This is where I went. So it's not just this is how much I spent in gas. You need to know how much of it is personal and how much of it is business. So that's why the mileage needs to come in play.
Ooh,
And
that is true.
if you are dining out, if you're going out to a conference, you need to keep that receipt. And if for any reason the restaurant is not able to print it, because most of the times they might be able to email it, but somehow or another, you need to make them either print it or handwrite it out. Again, for business, you have to have proof because you never know when something's going to pop up and they're going to say, are you sure? Where's this money? What did you do with this money? And so we have to be more accountable through our business than we do personally. I hate to say that, but as business, we have to keep track of every little bit that we spend.
That is so true. And let me just, oh, this is, Coach Jacqueline said, ouch. Coach Jacqueline said, ouch. Yes, it's so true. And might I add, when you eat out at a restaurant and they, as Coach Laura said, you want to make sure that you get a receipt. If they cannot print out a receipt or give you a receipt for whatever reason, make sure you get them to handwrite one and get a business card. I always get a business card and ask them to staple it to the handwritten, or even if it's not handwritten, because I've never been in that situation before. However, I always take the business card and staple it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I put little notes on it as well, stating, okay, who did I have lunch, breakfast, lunch, or dinner with?
Right.
And to top it off, you're going to love this. I always get a business card. If it's a business meeting, I get a business card from them. So I hope I'm covered.
You should be covered. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And anything else, or you want to move on to your next step, or should we pause for a commercial break? Let's take a pause.
Okay.
While I am playing your commercial, because thank you very much for investing in yourself as well as the Gifting Table broadcast.
Yes, ma'am.
And we're going to say thank you very much in advance to Coach Jacqueline Turnbow, for providing, for incorporating, implementing, planning, designing your promo.
She did a wonderful job.
Yes, she did. You may not see it on Instagram, unfortunately, but Coach Laura, as the commercial is being played, she's going to continue to talk to you about your expenses, your financial profiles, and so forth. And it's only 30 seconds, so we'll be right back. But she will be talking as soon as the commercial starts playing. And we are going to go to this.
money going out than you do have coming in. So that way you can adjust as necessary.
Awesome. Well, thank you. We did that real good. You
You
coordinated that very well. You know, believe it or not, Coach Laura said that she was an introvert, right? You would never know. You would never know. She has
I'm
come out of
still
that shell. She is doing what God has created her to do. And we applaud you. We thank you because there's so much in you that people really, really need to know and hear more about their financial freedom. Freedom.
freedom.
We need the freedom. We need the freedom. And Coach Jacqueline said, "Thank you, women of God." Well, you are welcome. You are welcome. And Evangelist Mary says, "Woohoo, Jacqueline Turnbow." She's giving kudos to Jacqueline Turnbow. Oh, we love ourselves some Coach Vanessa Collins and Coach Jacqueline Turnbow. Coach Jacqueline says, Coach Laura can play it on IG. Okay.
Cool.
Ooh. And I know you can play it on other platforms that you have. So don't just hold it in on Facebook. Spread your
Spread it
wings.
out.
Spread your wings. That's good to know. Thank you, Coach Jacqueline. Oh, thank you, Jacqueline Turnbull. You are amazing. From Kathy, Anthony is joining us. We have some sisters around the gifting table. Thank you very much, each and every one of you. And those that are watching on Instagram, thank you for joining us. And we're going to wrap things up. We're getting down to the wire. We have a few more minutes, but we definitely want to hear more from the one and only Coach Laura. Take it away. Bring it home for the
Uh,
people.
All right. The next tip is protect your money. So if you've already started making the changes and you're saving that money, you need to have your emergency fund. And the reason I say protect your money because in case of illness, injury, death, you do not want to go bankrupt. Because I mean, think about it. You've worked so hard and you've put all this money, but if you don't have it protected through life insurance or any type of a disability type of insurance, because life insurance in itself has changed quite a bit over even the last 3 to 5 years to where you can actually combine a lot of this. You need to protect the money because if you're not able to work, whether if it's illness or injury, who's paying the difference in the bills? Even on the health insurance, even through group life insurance, most of it is 80/20. You still have to pay 20% until you max out. Where's that 20% coming from? And GoFundMe is not insurance. You're relying on other people that may or may not see it. And you can't really depend on that. So you really need to protect your money that you already have. So in case of an injury, I mean, we're not guaranteed what's going to happen today or even tomorrow. So protecting it, you're not going to go bankrupt. You're still going to be able to have some income coming in to protect you and your family. You're not going to have to end up selling your house or selling your assets just to pay for medical bills. And in case of death, I know in my situation, my husband had group insurance, and I'm going to tell you, the COVID hit right after he passed away, so everything started shutting down. And at that time, I had just started a new job. I was not able to go back to work because of COVID. We had life insurance outside of his group insurance. Thank goodness, because otherwise I would have been getting rid of a lot of stuff, or I would be selling the house immediately. And so protecting the assets that you have through insurance is a must. You have insurance on your car, you have insurance on your cell phone. If you have insurance on your cell phone, your life, and to protect the loved ones so that way they don't have to worry, then you need to have the life insurance over the insurance for your phone. Because if your insurance on your phone is more important than your life, then you need to kind of reevaluate where your priorities are.
So true, so true. And I love when you shared with our listeners, protect. When I hear protect, that is going through everything that I own, everything I possess, everything that I have in my will. And that's another discussion another day, which we'll get more into. After reviewing those things, if there are things that we need to get rid of and hold on to the necessities, whether it's an expense, whether it's costing us money, high interest, what's more important to you? And I'm going to be upfront. There are a lot of things, not a lot. I don't want to put the wrong word out there or message out there. There are a few things that Sister Girl can look at. And I cannot personally live the lifestyle that I had when my husband was living. I'm not far from it. I'm still enjoying life, but I slowed down. And one blessing or many blessings that have come out of that is, and maybe we can tap into that just a little bit, Coach Laura. When you allow yourself, ladies and gents, to get in position that your spouse, your loved ones, your partner, who have been with you for many, many years, to have the control of doing everything and you not knowing how to write a check, how to save money, how to deposit, how to get to the bank, even how to fill a gas tank. When he or she say to you, you need to learn these things, it's time for us, especially women, to take heed and learn certain things that are happening around the house. Who is the plumber? Who is the maintenance man? Who cuts the grass? Who does this? Make a list. And I had to go there, Coach Laura, because there are some things that I did not know, although I did stay on top of the house. Because there were some things my husband he didn't want to be bothered with.
Right.
So someone had to do it, right?
Right.
I don't know about your situation, but my situation, I had to handle those things because I'm more of, was more business minded in that field because I was a caregiver for my mom and my dad first and then my mother. So it just happened. It just, one of those things that, ladies and gents, you really, really need to pay attention to your finances, to all the expenses. And as you look through the old records, and Coach Laura will verify, when you look through the old records, the folders that we have supposed to be in the file cabinet, go through them because they can help you on past years, right, Coach
Right.
Laura? They can help you identify what expenses or what was paid maybe 6 months or a year ago. Even now, go through the old records, the files, and then start new and fresh. See what you need to get rid of. So,
Yeah,
Coach
correct.
Laura, please tell us how they can get in touch with you. And two, we want to know about your book and you're doing a webinar very soon.
All
So
right.
let's talk about how they can contact you.
Well, you can contact me by email, and it's Laura, Laura, at lhpventures.com. That'll probably be the quickest way. You can call or text, and the phone number is the 214-901-7898. And if you just want to schedule an appointment, I do give a 30-minute consultation to kind of get an idea of what it is that you're looking for. I do that for free, and you can do that at lhpventures.com/appointment. And you can go ahead and get on my calendar and we can kind of see where you're at.
Awesome, awesome. And I heard it through the grapevine. Well, you told me. You're on YouTube, and I
Am.
subscribe, and we're asking each and every one of you to go on. She's going to give her YouTube, I guess you call it profile or the name identity, so that you can subscribe, because she goes on and she gives us tips. Doesn't cost you anything. So you want to subscribe when you go over to her YouTube channel. Laura, share with us.
All right. The YouTube is the at Laura Henry-Pugh, P-U-G-H 3010.
Okay, now we're going to go into what's happening, what's coming real soon.
I have a workshop that is tomorrow evening. Tomorrow is Thursday, correct?
Yes, already.
It will be at 7 o'clock Central Time. And you can get more information and go ahead and register. And it'd be at the lhpventures.com/money matters. There, we're going to be talking about how fast your money can double or how slow it can, but we'll talk about how fast it can double. We'll talk about how the different ways your money grows. And then, of course, how your money can be taxed. And again, that's why with the financial portfolio, I do have a document that when you register, you'll also get a copy of the replay and you'll get that document, kind of get you started on your financial portfolio. And so as part of that financial portfolio, we'll also be able to go through on what type of accounts and how they're taxed and what area they get taxed in.
Awesome. So again, the workshop is on at Central Time. So Central Time to us, those of you who are on the East Coast, we're on Eastern Time. We are an hour ahead.
Yeah. So it'd be 8 o'clock Eastern Time.
8 o'clock Eastern and 7 o'clock Laura's time.
Central Time, and
Central
5
time.
o'clock Pacific.
5 o'clock Pacific? Oh my goodness. Okay. You know, time is really, really going so quickly. Do you have your book next to you so that you can show it to Facebook? And I'm sure you can place a picture of it in.
I do.
Oh, beautiful. And please tell us about your book. What, give us some highlights, what's inside. And those of you who would like to have an exclusive signed copy of her book, she will share that information with you as well.
Also in the book, it has, again, the financial portfolio. We talk about savings, And one of the things that I have in here that I've just really started talking a little bit more about is your investments. Now, I'm not a securities license, so I cannot say yes or no on something that's whether if it's a good investment or not as far as stocks and bonds. But it does talk about the different types of investments, anywhere from your different types of checking accounts to CDs, the different types of treasury bonds, and the different types of stock, the type of stocks that are there. And then I go into some of the tools. So if you want to do your own investments, there's all the different apps out there. And so I've kind of gone into a little bit of detail about the different type of apps that you can actually personally do your own investments in when it comes to stocks and bonds. And some of them will actually have crypto. I don't know if anybody's a little leery now of crypto, but some of it is still pretty good. But it kind of goes into the different apps and what it is you're looking for. And so that way you have options to help you pick.
Wow, that's a whole lot. That's a whole lot. And it's a good. Now, how can they receive a copy of your book?
You can.
They can purchase it where?
You can purchase it through Amazon. And if you want a signed copy, go ahead and send me an email that you want a signed copy, and then we'll get that set up. I also have a free digital journal that goes with the book. And you can get that again through my website, the lhpventures.com/FFF journal. And that is a digital download, and that kind of goes accompany the book.
Okay. I know that was a lot of information, but Coach Laura will post everything that she just discussed, her contact information regarding the webinar. Is it the webinar that you're doing tomorrow?
Yes.
Okay. Sign up for that because you don't want to miss that great information. How to purchase her exclusive signed copy of her book. All of that will be placed on IG as well as Facebook.
Yes, ma'am.
We're so excited about your journey, and we are going to be here with you throughout your time.
Well, thank you,
Because
Linda.
you have such awesome information we need to hear about. Your audience is not just here on IG and Facebook, but it's near and far. And you are going to be with us on October the 12th through the 14th at the Matrix of Leadership Conference 2023.
I'm excited about that.
We're excited that you accepted the invitation. She is going to be a speaker speaking more about your financials, what you need to do, what you should be doing. And she will have some freebies for you, but she has them now too. So don't wait until October the 12th through the 14th. But if you are interested, we will be posting the information for you. Yes, I see you, David. I see you personality pitching. And how you doing? And we need to talk. Both of you. I know I haven't been on IG that often because I've been working on the conference. Laura can tell you, I have been working this conference and we're so excited. We're still looking for speakers. We're looking for vendors. We're looking for sponsors. There are still some slots open in a few areas. So contact and holla at your girl. Okay. So Laura, Coach Laura, thank you very much. And as we close out on Instagram, we want to again appreciate and thank each and every one for showing up
Yes.
on IG to be part of our live broadcast with Coach Laura Henry-Pugh. Thank you very, very much. And as we sign off on Instagram, Laura's going to stay with me on Facebook, but you all stay in touch with us because we're all movers and shakers, and we want to collaborate and come together as one so that we all together can go higher and higher and do what we all are created to do. So goodbye for now, Instagram. We're going to sign off. Thank you very much. And on Facebook, we have a few comments to make. And before we close out on Facebook, let's see what everybody is saying. Right quick, we have Kathy Anthony. She said, wow. Yes, Kathy. And if you missed the beginning, please watch the replay. And thank you very much, Coach Jacqueline. She placed this is for your weapon.
Appointment.
Oh, that's for the appointments. She placed that in the feed. I'm telling you, she's on it. She's
good.
on it. We can really, really count on her as much as she can count on us. We love ourselves from Coach Jacqueline Turnbow and also Coach Vanessa Collins, for sure. I know that's right. And we have Kathy saying facts. Nothing but true facts when it comes to your finances. So Laura, any words right quick, a good goodbye, and then afterwards I'm going to shut us down, but please wait for me in the green room. Do not shut down completely.
Okay. The only thing I want to say is start where you're at. It's never too late. And don't be ashamed that you haven't already started. So just start where you're at, because if you don't start now, you're never going to start and be able to get that improvement.
So good. So good. And so true. So true, for sure, as Coach Jacqueline said. And Kathy said, facts. Nothing but the bone facts. It's serious. Yes. And it's not like it used to be. And I don't think it will ever be like it used to be. And that used to be could be, look at it as a positive and not a negative, because we're all growing.
Excuse me.
Growing and stretching in a positive direction.
Correct.
Again, thank you, Coach Laura.
Thank you, Coach Linda.
Well, thank you. What a privilege and pleasure to have you on. And you will be hearing from Coach Laura again, because we can't get enough of her. And we will be signing off right now. We're just on time at 6 o'clock because it was so juicy. We had so much information and even more. But stay in touch. And don't forget to subscribe on her YouTube channel. Okay, she'll place that information in the comments section as well. Thank you. God bless everyone and love you. And always remember, you're worth more than you think. There's so much worth value inside of you. Use it. Manage it. The world is waiting to embrace you. Goodbye for now.
Bye.